Welcome to Fermenting Kefir. I'm going to show you now how to be able to ferment your own kefir. We're going to use some kefir grains, some raw milk, and with a spoon, a sieve, and a funnel. You might also then use a glass bottle at a later stage. We'll get into that. So you've got your kefir grains, or you're going to get some, and you'll have them in a little container. Now, I'm going to use a glass jar to ferment in because this is the cleanest way of fermenting, okay? And what I'm going to do, I'll just show you a kefir grain first. This is what it is. Can I see that? So it's these grains from somewhere near Greece called the Caucasus Mountains. And apparently everyone there is really healthy, and this is because of consuming these probiotics, which we now know are very beneficial to our gut health, physical health, mental health, overall well-being. So it's a really simple method, and all we're going to be doing is adding some milk to the kefir grains. Now, we're using organic raw milk from a local farm. You can also do this with shop-bought milk, and it will help to provide some more probiotic bacteria and enzymes so that your body can digest the milk a little bit more easily and also get those benefits that we've just talked about. So all I'm going to do for this is pour some milk into the container of kefir grains. Cool. Simple as that. Now, I'll put a lid on it, and I'm just going to leave this on the counter in our kitchen for 24 hours, somewhere where it's not in direct contact with sunlight and where it is a little bit sheltered and a little bit warm. So we just want to have it at room temperature. We don't want to leave it near an open window, and we don't want direct sun exposure on the bottle. Then what I'm going to do is 24 hours later, here we are, and this is now fermented. The grains have interacted with the milk, and this has started to create a fermented drink that we can then start to digest. So all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to pop a funnel in a container, a sieve in a funnel in a container, and then I'm just going to pour that out. Great. Now I have the fermented kefir milk, and then all I'm going to do is, you don't even have to really wash out the container. And I would definitely recommend not washing the grains, because if we wash the grains, we kind of get rid of the living aspect of the outer layer of the kefir. So I would recommend you can wash the bottle if you would like to, but try not to wash the grains. Okay, now this kefir, we're going to go and consume this. We'll have this over here. And I'm just going to get another glass of milk. Here we are. And then all I'm going to do is pop the kefir grains into here. I can either pop that straight through the funnel or make life a little bit easier and use a spoon. You want to be mindful of using your hands, because that will put a little bit of bacteria on the grains. So we want to avoid any sort of contamination. In the case of what I just did there, of dropping a grain, what I would do is then go and rinse this off. That's when I would rinse it off, okay? If you've dropped it and it might be contaminated, just rinse it with a little bit of warm water, and then you can put it back in there. Now that I've got the kefir in here, I'm going to just pour this milk in. Put the lid on it, and I'm good to go again. It's literally that simple. You can do whatever you want with the milk. You can have it as a cold drink or a warm drink. Just be mindful that warming it up past a certain temperature, I'm not sure of that certain temperature, but I'll probably say more than like 40, 50 degrees. Anything more than that is probably going to start to cause some damage to the living bacteria that we want to keep intact, so we can get the benefits from that. Okay, so it's literally that simple. Put the grains in the jar, put some milk in the jar, cover it all the way to the top, and then leave it for 24 hours. After 24 hours, put the grains into another jar, put some milk into that jar, and then repeat the process. You can wash the jar that you've used the day before, or you can even use the same jar and just put the kefir, the fermented kefir milk, into another container to drink immediately. It's that simple. So that's a fun way to be able to create a probiotic at home. And this is available for you to be able to drink pretty much every 24 hours. Now, a little background with this is that if your kefir milk doesn't really taste that sour, it's probably not fermented that much. So if you've gone and started using a larger bottle, then you might actually have to wait for your grains to catch up a little bit, as they will grow over time, being in the milk. Okay, so once your grains start to grow more, then you can start to use a larger bottle, a larger amount of milk, and produce more of this every day. So everyone can have a little bit, but it just takes a while for that to be able to grow. Top tip is, for some reason, the Jersey Gold Top milk makes these grains grow faster. I think it's probably the fat, because that's an energy source. So using that, if you wanted to grow your grains a little bit faster, you could use that or mix that in with what you are using, just to give them a little bit more nutrition. Then, if you do put it into the bottle and it doesn't taste too sour, you can leave it a little bit more than 24 hours. When you have fermented your kefir and you have a bottle of it or a container of it, you can then keep that in the fridge for up to 2 to 3 weeks. And because it's kind of like yogurt, where the bacteria actually keeps the milk good, it has that longer life as long as it's kept in the fridge. If you want to pause making kefir, then what you can do is just create a new batch and then leave it in the fridge. Because it's colder, the bacteria won't multiply as fast, and you can leave it in there. I believe it's for up to a month or two. So you can pause making it, say if you go away on holiday, and then when you come back, just pour out the milk, mix in a fresh one, give it a day, just because it'll allow it to like sort of circulate and clear, and then have it a day after. Okay, so do one preparatory day where it's kind of like rinsing it off, but in milk, and then the day after that, start consuming again. It's fantastic. Let me know how you get on and enjoy. Ciao for now.